Hello everyone, it's That Teacher here, and today's lesson is going to be on subtracting fractions for beginners. Let's start learning. Welcome back to our channel everyone, thank you for tuning in to today's lesson. Now, learning to subtract fractions is one of the most fundamental skills that you need to learn in mathematics. Now, being able to subtract fractions isn't only useful in school, you are going to use this skill in your everyday life, from things as simple as baking a cake to more complex things like making a budget. Let's dive straight in. Now, I'm going to break down the steps to systematically and simply subtract fractions. So let's go. So our fraction here is 3 over 5, take away 2 over 5. Now, our first golden rule when you are subtracting fractions is you do not subtract the denominators. So when you're writing your answer, just like it is on the screen, your denominator will remain exactly the same. So I'm going to say it again. You do not subtract your denominators. They stay exactly the same. Now, the only numbers that you will be subtracting are your numerators, which is the top number in your fraction. So we have 3 take away 2 here. It's very simple subtraction when you realize that you do not have to subtract the denominator. 3 take away 2 is going to be 1. So your fraction here is going to be 1 over 5, or you could call that 1/5. Now, I'm going to show you how this simple process can be done by using a few more examples on the next slide. So our first example here is 3 over 4 take away 2 over 4. Remember, you do not subtract the denominators. They stay exactly the same. So your denominator in your answer is going to be 4. The only numbers that we subtract are the numerators. So you need to think 3 take away 2. That is going to be 1. Your fraction here is going to be 1 over 4, or 1/4. Now, the next question is 4 over 5 take away 2 over 5. Now, I'm going to repeat myself a few times just so I can consolidate that understanding when I'm teaching you. So remember, you do not subtract your denominators. They stay exactly the same. So in the answer box here, I have put a 5 because we do not subtract our denominators. We do subtract our numerators, which are the top number in the fractions. So all we need to do here is 4 take away 2. That answer is going to be 2. Your answer here is going to be 2 over 5, or 2/5, okay? Now, our third question here is 7 over 8 take away 4 over 8. Remember, you do not subtract your denominators. They stay exactly the same. The only numbers that you subtract are your numerators here. So 7 take away 4 is going to be 3. Now, if you're having a little bit of trouble subtracting, I highly recommend going and checking out some of the subtraction videos on this channel. I cover a wide range of things that will sure to be helping you learn subtraction. Sorry about that. Now, our final question is 3 over 6 take away 2 over 6. We do not subtract our denominators. They stay exactly the same. 3 take away 2 is going to be 1. Your fraction here is going to be 1 over 6, or 1/6. Now, it is as simple as that. There's one more step here that we are going to explain. We need to simplify. Now, the question here is 4 over 6 take away 2 over 6. Remember, we do not do anything to our denominators. They do not get subtracted. They stay exactly the same. So you put a 6 in your answer there. Now, your numerators do get subtracted. So 4 take away 2 is going to be 2. Now, in some classes, maybe not when you're learning how to do fractions in your class, but in more advanced years, such as maybe grade 4, 5, and 6, if you wrote this answer, some of your teachers may mark this incorrect, because it's super important that you always simplify your fraction, because the simplest form is the most correct answer. So 2 over 6, you need to think, what is the largest number that can be divided by both the numbers 2 and the number 6? So the largest number that can be divided by both the numbers 2 and 6 is going to be the number 2. So 6 divided by 2 and 2 divided by 2. Remember, whatever you do to the denominator, you need to do the exact same thing to the numerator. That's why I have divided both the numerator and the denominator by the same number, 2. Now, I highly recommend that you rewrite your question. Here, it will eliminate any simple mistakes which are completely avoidable if you write your numbers neatly. So, we simply work this out. 2 divided by 2 is going to be 1. 6 divided by 2 is going to be 3. Your simplified fraction here is going to be 1 over 3 or 1/3. Now, here are some questions for you to complete at home. Hopefully you have consolidated that understanding, and I have done a good job explaining how to subtract simple fractions. I know that if you follow the steps, you will have a high level of success. Now, so go ahead, get a book, get a pen, work these answers out, and I'm gonna show you the answers on a slide in roughly 10 seconds. Now, if you've made it this far into the video, thank you for tuning into today's lesson. I really appreciate it. I'm going to keep producing as many lessons as I can to get out there to the students to help them learn maths at home. So I'm about to show you your answers. If you haven't already done those questions previously, flick back. If you're unsure of anything, rewind the video, go through the explanation part again. I'm about to show you the answers. So here are the answers to your subtracting fractions questions. Now, I know that if you follow the simple tips and tricks and procedure that we do in order to subtract fractions, you would have got 4 out of 4 of these correct. Well done in today's lesson. It's that teacher. We'll see you in the next lesson.